Back now with two key Republicans when it comes to foreign policy, Senate Armed Services Committee Chairman John McCain and GOP presidential candidate Senator Lindsey Graham. They join us from Baghdad in the U.S. Embassy there. Senator McCain, I want to start with you. There are two problems in Syria, Bashar Assad and ISIS. What are your plans for handling both of those?
Well, I think you have to handle both, and the biggest mistake we could make is some kind of alliance with Russia, but since Vladimir Putin's ambitions are vastly different from ours. First, you have to obviously take out ISIS, but at the same time, you have to establish a no-fly zone, which sends the message to Bashar Assad that he can stop barrel bombing the people and slaughtering his innocent civilian men, women, and children, and driving millions into refugee status, which we are trying to cope with now.
Senator Graham, that's two simultaneous military engagements that Senator McCain just sketched out there. Do you think the American people are ready for that kind of a commitment in Syria?
They better be, because if we don't destroy ISIL in Syria, which is their headquarters, we're going to get attacked at home. So the region is ready to fight. The region hates ISIL. They're coming after the Sunni Arab nations, and Turkey hates ISIL. The entire region wants Assad gone. So there's an opportunity here with some American leadership to do two things, which is to destroy ISIL before we get hit at home, and also to push Assad out and not give yet another Arab capital to Damascus. I can't overemphasize enough the influence of Iran. We've been here for a day and a half. Iran is all over Iraq. They filled in the vacuum that was created when we left, and the region is very worried about Iranian dominance as much as ISIL.
Robert Kagan in the Wall Street Journal, Senator Graham, wrote that the kind of operation that you both are recommending could require 40 to 50,000 troops. Is that what people should be considering here?
I think it'll require more than that, but the good news, 90% will come from the region. The kind of force that John and I are talking about is that 10% of the force will come from Western powers. The force that we're talking about will come from regional armies. There are large regional armies. Saudi Arabia, Egypt, Turkey, they have regional armies. They would go into the fight if you put Assad on the table. So most of the fighting will be done by the region. They'll pay for this war. But the one thing I can tell you about Iraq, the next president of the United States is going to be dealing with ISIL in Iraq, because what we have in place here is small, it's limited in focus, and it will get limited results. General McFarland is doing a very good job with limited capability. We don't have enough American troops inside of Iraq to destroy ISIL anytime soon.
I believe we will take Ramadi back, which is very important within a relatively short period of time, but that's just the beginning. There's Fallujah, there's Mosul, and others. We need a more robust presence. And John, again, as all of our candidates bloviate about the refugees, Bashar Assad is a major cause of the refugees which are now flooding Europe and causing such consternation in the United States. A no-fly zone will provide a refuge, at least for some of these refugees.
And the one thing I can say, John, there is no ground force. There is no ground force being formed in Syria. And if you don't look at Iraq and Syria as one battle space, you're making a huge mistake.
So, Senator Graham, the president says because there is no ground force, military advisors tell him that it would require an occupational U.S. force, and that's a recipe for lots and lots of forces for a long period of time. What's your response to that?
I haven't been told that by anybody. The holding force will be the region. We're talking about regional armies coming together with a Western component, 90% them, 10% us. The holding will be done by Sunni Arab states. We will turn to Assad and say, you must go. Russia and Iran will be on the outside looking in to an entire regional army, including Turkey, with Western elements. They will fold like a cheap suit inside of Iraq. If we had 10,000 American forces with some Western coalitions helping us, I think we could get them out of Mosul a lot quicker. I cannot stress to you how urgent it is that we destroy ISIL. Every day that goes by that they hold millions of people under their sway is a bad day for us, because they're going to hit us at home if we don't put them on the run.
Senator McCain and Senator Graham, thank you so much.